But you're going to do. President,
Majority Leader.
I ask unanimous consent to call the quorum be terminated.
Without objection.
I now ask consent that the Senate proceed to period of morning business. Senators allowed to speak for up to 10 minutes each.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent that at time be determined by the Majority Leader with the concurrence of the Republican Leader, the Senate proceed to executive session to consider nominations calendar number 204 and 205, that there be 30 minutes for debate, equally divided in the usual form, that upon the use or leading back of that time, the Senate proceed to vote with no intervening action or debate on the nominations in the order listed. The motion to reconsider be considered made and laid on the table with no intervening action or debate. That no further motions be in order, that any related statements be printed in the record, and that President Obama be immediately notified of the Senate's action, and the Senate then resume legislative session.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent the Judiciary Committee be discharged from further consideration of SRES 214.
Clerk will report.
Senate Resolution 214, designating the week of October 13th, 2013 through October 19th, 2013 as National Case Management Week and so forth and for other purposes.
Without objection, the committee is discharged.
Without objection, the committee is discharged, and the Senate will proceed with the measure.
Madam President, I ask unanimous consent the resolution be agreed to, the preamble be agreed to, motion to reconsider be laid on the table with no intervening action or debate.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent that from Friday, September 27th through Monday, September 30th, the Majority Leader and Senator Boxer be authorized to sign duly enrolled bills or resolutions.
Without objection.
Madam President, I want to thank all my Republican colleagues and, of course, the Democrat colleagues who acted responsibly today to prevent a government shutdown. Now, House Republicans should follow the example set by Republicans here in the Senate. I want everyone to listen and to hear. The United States Senate has acted. This is the only legislation that can avert a government shutdown, and that time is ticking as we speak. The Senate will be back in session on Monday. In the meantime, if Speaker Boehner wants to avoid a government shutdown, he will pass our resolution. Otherwise, it's a government shutdown. The President just spoke on national TV outlining how bad that would be, and we've said it here on the floor. But it doesn't have the power of the President telling everyone how bad it would be, and it would be very, very negative for our economy and for the American people generally. House Republicans should think long and hard, Madam President, about what's at stake and who would be hurt by a government shutdown. Each of us, all 535 members of Congress, were elected by the American people to serve the American people. And the American people deserve better than a government that lurches from crisis to crisis caused by a handful of people. American families deserve a government that works for them, not against them. I now ask unanimous consent that when the Senate completes the business today, it adjourn until 2 p.m. on Monday, September 30th, and that following the prayer and the pledge, the morning hour be deemed expired, the journal of proceedings be approved to date, time for the two leaders be reserved for use later in the day, and that following any leader remarks, the Senate proceed to a period of morning business until 5 p.m. The senators permitted to speak for up to 10 minutes each, and that the majority leader be recognized at 5 p.m. Senators will be notified when the next votes are scheduled. If there's no further business come before the Senate, I ask that it adjourn under the previous order.
The Senate stands adjourned until 2 p.m. on Monday.
Today, the Senate passed a temporary government funding bill on a straight party line vote of 54 to 44. Prior to the vote, they removed language that would have defunded the health care law. That measure, known as a continuing resolution, or CR, now heads back to the House for consideration. Some tweets from